This episode is about how to have difficult conversations with your family members. Things that you're dying to say but are afraid to say. You don't know how they're going to react. You don't know what you will do with their reaction. You don't know if you will have a home anymore. You don't know if you will have a son or a daughter anymore. We're going to get into it because those are the conversations we have, and we open the door for all of you to have with your families. This is the Zarna Garg Family Podcast, and you're going to see it here. Welcome to the Zarna Garg Family Podcast, where all 5 Gargs are in the house, and today's episode is going to make you nervous. It is going to make you anxious. I'm sorry about this because we are going to talk about how to tell family members things that we are afraid to tell them, that we're hesitant to tell them, things that we're bursting to say, but something stops us because you know how they're going to react. So I'm being told that kids your age have issues telling us certain things because you are worried about how we will react.
Wait, hold on. I actually want to flip it. Let me give a little bit of context. I just got into the high school that I wanted. Like, high school admissions for New Yorkers just came out. And I'm super lucky to have gotten into the school I wanted to go to.
Super lucky. You worked hard for it.
That, and, you know, I'm lucky to have the opportunity to go to the high school I want to go to. But what I've been thinking about a lot, and like something that's been on my mind, is what if it wasn't how I turned out?
Oh.
What if I had gotten the score too low to get into any of the high schools I wanted? I've been thinking, like, the last thing I said before you guys texted, like, Veer, you got this high school, was, don't sugarcoat it, please. That was the last thing I said. I wanted it honest.
Yeah.
I want to ask all of you guys, what would you have said if I didn't get in?
Wait, that's a good question. And I'll give you some more context about the situation of what would have happened if you didn't get in as well. Because me, Didi, and Mom were on a phone call prior to you getting in. Like, it was, by the way, this was the most frustrating moment waiting to see if he had gotten in. We were literally sitting there. How long do you think we were sitting there refreshing our
Over
screen?
an hour.
Literally an hour. They were sitting at the computer just clicking refresh, because they didn't tell us the time it comes out. They just say it comes out
Like,
some
from
moment
3 to
after
4.
this,
Yeah,
which
it
is
was like a
insane. It's a whole nother story. I don't know why they do that. But the point was, we talked about what we would say to Veer. And I told them, I'm not going to sugarcoat it to Veer. This is a big failure, probably the most important exam he's ever taken in his life, and he failed it, right? That's what I was going to say. And Mom
That's
said,
what you would say?
And Mom said, do not tell that to him. Like, don't say that. That's not nice, not encouraging. And I said, of course I'll give words of encouragement. Like, you worked hard. You did deal with an insane circumstance. He was touring the entire summer. It was literally taking flights at 4 a.m. every single night, almost during the whole summer. I don't even know when he found time to study. I still don't really know, honestly. But he did do it clearly, and he did it with flying numbers. I mean, the way he got in was unlike anything me or Didi have ever seen. Like, or either of our scores were not even near his score. So it was just like a massive victory. But I did tell them I would have told you the exact truth the way that I saw it, and also give you some words of encouragement how you can take it going forward. But I wasn't going to sugarcoat it, and they didn't agree with that. Or more specifically, Mom didn't agree with me telling you that. And I told her I'm not going to sugarcoat for Veer. He's going to know I'm lying, and he's not going to appreciate that. Because I remember when it was me, and there was actually a podcast episode about this too. I think it was the second ever podcast episode we ever filmed, where we talked about me not getting into high school because I took the same test he did, but I didn't do well on it, and I didn't get into any of the high schools I wanted to, and how I felt like they did sugarcoat it for me, and I did not like that.
I didn't sugarcoat it.
I mean, it wasn't that you should. It's not like you were like, oh, like, it's better that you didn't go, and you didn't lie, but I just thought that, like, in a moment in where you experience a loss, I think Dad says this too, is like, he says it in referral to men, but I think it's everybody. You really internalize it, and you really want to go through it on your own, and hearing other people saying like, oh, it's okay, like this, that, it just feels like noise, and I don't like it. Whereas I would much appreciate somebody telling me the exact truth of what happened, because it'll hurt more, but I think it'll be better for the output and response off of that.
Interesting.
What would you 3 have said?
I would have said it's your dad's fault.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I would have said that he kept distracting you. He was not taking care of you during the year while I was gone out working.
What are you talking about?
But somebody has to support you while
And
you're
that would
studying.
have been your support saying it's Dad's fault.
I mean, somebody got it wrong. It's not you. You did your best. So
I mean,
who
I
was-
would have said what I said all along. Remember, I've said multiple times before the result came out that you can only control the effort.
Yeah.
And you made tons of effort. You studied so hard for it.
Why are you looking like it's
And
true?
it was the same thing, when I was preparing for IIT, there were so many kids. This exam is structured almost identically to the joint entrance exam that you have to take to get into IIT. Yes, it is obviously at a younger age, whereas IIT is at the end of high school. But the format, the pattern, the way the questions are presented is very, very similar. And like in any other academic exam, it's all about how much effort you put in to prepare for it, how much practice you do, how much, pattern recognition practice that you do. And we worked really, now this is not to say that Bridge did not. Bridge worked hard and Zoya worked hard. Zoya made it to her second choice, which post facto turned out to be the first choice she would have gotten and wanted to go in anyway. In fact, she tried to convince Veer for the longest time to go to her high school as opposed to the one he ultimately is going. But that's not the point. Point is he worked really, really hard. And to me, that is the most important thing, the effort. You can't control the result, as they say in Gita, Bhagavad Gita. You know what Bhagavad Gita is?
I have no idea what
it's
that
a
is.
religious text, and Krishna says that
you don't know what that is?
you cannot control the result.
Wait, I like Dad's quote here. I just can't believe
It's
Veer
not
doesn't know
my
what
quote.
that is.
I'm only quoting what the scripture
No, but I like
say.
your reference. I'm saying your disappointment should be in the fact that your son doesn't know what the Gita is.
What is it? Is it Hindu scripture?
It's a Hindu scripture, and in the middle of a war, there's this warrior who's very, conflicted about firing on his loved ones, and God says to him that you can only control the effort, not the result.
That is completely
Wait, that does not make any sense.
That was the worst analogy.
Why? It's the truth.
Shut.
I mean, amongst the five of us,
So
now
you can control the effort of firing at your own relatives? Like,
yeah, or your own, what he calls your karma, or your, things that are in your hands, right? As opposed to worry about.
He's
think
really
more
muddled
context is
up. Yeah,
necessary.
he's muddled up the entire
I mean,
story.
for someone who did pass every academic exam that he took, I think my words do carry weight.
He did.
I may not be an entrepreneur like you and Zoya. I may not be as good looking as my older son, Bridge. But I am academically as inclined as Veer is. At least in parallel to him, if not better.
Your Gita reference here was a little messed up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
I think the
questioning.
audience gets me. Why don't we take a poll? Did my Gita reference make sense in this context, or did it not? Yes or no?
Oh man, I think Veer, if you hadn't got in, first I would have asked you to go for a walk with me,
Okay.
and then I would have.
What would that have done?
No, then we would have just talked and seen how you were feeling. What is wrong with everyone in this family? There's no point in being sincere.
Wait, I
on
want to
this
hear.
call.
I want to hear. And then
No one said anything.
No, because
she's
she
laughing. I don't know why she's laughing.
What are you going to say to him? I will tell you the result on a long walk.
No, I would have just asked to go for a walk. We would have just talked. I would have been like, I'm really proud of the effort you put, and that effort is what's transferable to everything else in life. And that, every time a door closes, other doors open, which is something that I genuinely believe. Everything that I failed at ended up being a good failure in the end, in the sense that if you choose to see a door closing as something to be optimistic about, you usually can turn that opportunity into something better and more creative anyways, which has been my experience. So, like Bridges High School, even though he didn't get in, he ended up turning that entire 4 years into his own, in his own way, which led to Cornell and all these other experiences.
And the only kid that got into Cornell from his graduating class.
But he did it his own way, is what I mean, and that's the right way to. I would have tried to create a walk that would have left us all feeling optimistic and excited about how to take the next steps forward. That's what I would have done. So you can continue laughing at me, but
yeah, I agree with that last part. The important part would be that you learn from the failure. Like, that's why I wanted to bring up the failure, is that it's really, really important. Failing is not that bad. Like, failing is not bad. Failing fast, failing hard, failing slow, it really doesn't matter. It's about what you learn from it. There's a quote that Didi's ex-boyfriend used to use, and I love it. It's, if you fail once, that's fine, but you can't make the same mistake twice. Because the idea is that you learn from that first failure and you don't replicate it. So when you're faced with the same problem, you win that time, right? Which is, and I actually don't think words of affirmation in a time like that are gonna matter. Like, that's literally all gonna be noise. Literally the only way that you can internalize failure and be able to grow from it is if you really reflect on it yourself and think about it yourself. Like, I think telling you, like, I'm proud of you for how much work you put in, that's actually gonna just fuel you, like, to be even more mad in the moment than literally just, like, accepting the failure and being like, I should have done this differently. Maybe I shouldn't have. You could have crashed out on mom and been like, maybe I shouldn't have went to every show. Like you can do it. You're going to go through all these stages of like, it's my fault, it's her fault. Try not to have victim mentality, but also like just be upset at the world. But what you take from it, that's what's going to matter.
And honestly,
right?
if you're not failing, you're most likely not challenging yourself enough.
True.
You know,
True.
you better be failing. I mean, that's the whole point. Because
I feel like I've never heard you say that before,
I mean,
Dad.
literally, he's taking my word.
this is your words too?
Shut up. Oh my God.
This is your words
This
too?
is-
Like, let's take a poll of my kids.
Wait, but
Bridge,
Dad-
Zoya, Veer. Are these words that you've heard your mother
Yes,
say?
for
Wait, what
sure.
was it?
Which one of us, your mom or your dad, is more likely to say, if you're not failing, you're not taking enough risk?
You are.
Which
Wait,
one
yeah,
of
of
yeah.
course, yeah.
But Dad, I'm confused because I feel like...
should I do a dance? Like just
Whoa.
I mean, just
Yeah,
for-
can
I
you do
just
it? Because I
show
want
you
to see
also
what
need-
it would be
You also
like.
need that talent, right, of dancing.
yeah.
You need that
I just think
talent?
you have so many better moments to do a dance for. Like, is this
let
really
her-
the one?
I mean, that looks like Chandler from Friends. Really bad.
Your dance looks like John Travolta.
We can take a. We can
Who
take
are
a.
these people?
We can
So, like,
take a.
all
This
the
whole of
older
that
dance
was
you
was
don't
Dad's
know John
dance.
Travolta?
Is that Dirty Dancing? Oh.
Staying alive.
Rick Roll
You don't-
die.
What?
I mean,
Rick
he's
Roll?
almost dead.
What?
How are they gonna know him?
Oh my God! No, you did not just say that.
Looking at her climb.
Okay, that poll I did lose. I guess kids do believe that your mom
Kids
is
don't
mostly-
believe it. Mom has said it, and they have heard it.
But that's what I mean, Dad. I find it so fascinating because I feel like of all the people on this couch, you and I, are the most resistant to this school of thought. That honesty, direct honesty on shortcomings is the most loving thing to do and say to someone, right? Like
Why don't you believe that?
No, it's not that I don't believe it. It's that I'm not speaking for you, but in the past, for example, when people Bridge is honestly the most likely to do this and has done it, where he's called us out on bad behavior or on behavior that's not exhibiting the most you can offer. There have been moments where you have said, I'm not interested in that, or I find that to be disrespectful.
From Bridge, perhaps yes,
Yeah.
because you know, at some level, I will always see that as a, not exactly an equal relationship, right?
So you
maybe-
think it's different when mom and you guys do it to each other?
But yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or even if it's a close friend. I don't have any friends anymore, but I used to have one very close friend. But you know, I would probably accept that someone who knows me and knows my history and
But-
knows the path that has brought me where I am. Bridge when he's 40, or actually not even 40, when he's 35 or onwards, I will probably respect that from him as well.
Yeah, but then you're essentially validating the point that when the kids are hesitant to say something to us, that there's a reason for it.
Right.
I also
Because
think
you
I
don't
also think
want
it's
to
a
hear-
bad mentality in the first place, only because, and this is again me criticizing, I guess, so it's kind of funny that we're doing this, but only because I genuinely think old people or older people who accept younger people's advice, it helps them so much.
Yeah.
Like I really think it advances. Like when Kanye West, he's not like a bad person to bring up, but he's the one who famously coined like, if you're younger than me, I will listen to you. And then he said, like, if you're older than me, don't ever talk to me. But the point was that, like, when these people, these, like, superstars, especially, like, people in your industry for sure, they love getting young people's advice because they're the ones who are kind of driving the influencer
Actually,
market.
I accept that. I mean, I do
Yeah.
believe, and maybe I've said this multiple
Yeah.
times before, that, wisdom of age is nowhere as powerful
Yeah.
as naivety of youth. Naivety of youth is way more powerful. I would exchange, because wisdom of age brings with it indecision, being scared, right? And all of those things. Whereas naivety of youth, even with little information, it allows you to shoot and take the action. So I do agree with that. But so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would listen to you as well. And I, when you gave me that consulting advice at the Mexican restaurant, I did take it very seriously. So I did not reject it then. Where he asked me to get repeat
Why are
classes.
you looking at me?
I did take it seriously. Do
Yeah,
you not
no, you
remember?
did. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You were there too.
Yeah,
right?
no, you
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Yes, but somebody else was part of that advice that came through him.
You were not there.
No, but we had discussed
No,
it.
we hadn't. I had
but just
never
interject
talked about this
yourself.
with you ever prior. That was my own. I'm not giving you any credit for that one. That was all me.
I
Okay.
am not giving
But
you.
one thing
Yeah.
I want to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
And maybe you will understand it, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Young academic success is a double-edged sword.
100%.
What are you saying that for? Like,
He's right.
What does
I
that
don't
mean?
even know what
So
he's
what that
saying.
means is
He's
that
right.
Let him finish.
You know, in a sport,
Wait, can we just let him finish?
in a sport, if you peak too early,
Yeah.
you know, in a game, in a series, let's say in the World Series or anything
Yeah.
like that, you know how people say that the team peaked too early?
Yeah.
It's very similar to that with young academic success. You know, and IIT is kind of like that. You know, a middle class kid who's grown up with zero resources, lack of food, a mother who's trying very hard, and you know, that is a typical IIT
Well,
kid,
yeah, it is,
right?
yeah.
It's not the kids of the rich that go to IIT, right?
No,
It's the kids
yeah.
of the poor. Not poor, but true middle class that go to their college. And then immediately your life goes from like this to a big step change. As an example, whereas at least in my time, getting an American visa used to be such a big deal. You got into IIT, you could literally walk in and they would stamp your passport and you can come to America, right? They wanted you to.
Oh, like America would just want you.
Would you just want
Yeah.
to, right?
Which
And-
is its own golden ticket.
Yeah, which
At
is
that time,
That's a
huge golden
humongous goal.
ticket,
No,
yeah.
it's still a golden ticket.
I mean, I don't know as much today because of all the new rules that have come up, but at that time,
it was that
it was like the
accessible.
big, you know,
Yeah.
there would be
Yeah.
these queues around the American embassy to get a visa. An IIT kid would just walk in and they would just stamp the passport.
Wow, I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
it was just really
Because they
easy.
wanted the talent.
They
I mean,
wanted
it
the
makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Right,
Yeah.
so that kind of initial, and you're enjoying that success from having been a middle class kid and at 19, 20, 21 years of age almost immediately.
Yeah.
So that can be, to me, the way I'm describing it, as a double-edged sword, right? If your career does not keep up that pace right away in a very big way, it can lead to a huge amount of blank sort of world in front of you.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
So this is something to learn from, that you may have gotten into STY,
Yeah.
but it's important that you keep up the intensity.
That's what I think.
the
I
next 4
think
years.
about that all the time. Have I talked about it? I've
Not even-
talked
No,
about it.
you
In
don't
fact,
talk
I'm
about it at
shocked.
all.
One thing that Baya
haven't said
yeah,
once.
I mean, I have nothing to say about it. One thing that Baya said a while ago that really stuck with, like, I've thought about it so many times, like every time that I've thought about like talking about it. We've obviously talked about it a little bit when it's like on stage and, you know, just because it's good for my character. But one thing that stuck with me is when he said that, like, even, it was before I even took the test. So he was like, even if you get the results and you get what you want, like, you're just turning the corner on the next page, because then you have to get to college, and then after that you have to figure out what you want to do, and it's just like, it's never ending. So if you want to, like, you can boast about what you did for 1 or 2 days, but then after that you're on to the next thing, and none of your, this is a LeBron quote, none of your wins matter until the next one.
Okay, Bridge, Veer, that is true.
Wait,
But
I
the
don't
path-
understand the. I
But the path to that intensity is beyond belief enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
While
like,
you're going through the process of enjoying each one of those wins and waiting for the next one, the intense path that you enjoy,
Yeah.
the intensity of the game where you're playing at the cutting edge, the kids that you're going to high school with, the kids you're going to Harvard with, and things of that nature, all of those intensities are just, you know, and nobody on this couch except for
totally dropped that.
now your siblings understand it, but the person sitting next to you, she has no clue what I'm talking about, right? But
How can you? Okay, I actually can't. I'm just gonna stop you. I'm not gonna make you defend yourself. She is at the cutting edge of She is at the cutting edge of business people. There are no more
But
competitive
now, right?
people
I'm
in
talking
America.
about early 20s.
No, but she's always
She was
risen to
fighting
the
in a
top.
different way.
No, but even as a lawyer, she was the top lawyer at her firm. I actually recently met the woman. You know her. Whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Fran. Yeah, Fran. Wow, Dad, you remember. Fran. She was telling me that Mom, this is actually lore, Zarna Garg lore. Mom, in her early 20s, she created this way of structuring like a legal document, this actual way of writing that was so persuasive in the courts that her first legal firm literally has like patented it and is using it to this day, this strategy that she came up with custom when she was in her 20s. And that firm was so obsessed with keeping her, but she couldn't be held down. Then she was in the arena of parenting. She is #1 mom.
that's just,
She took mom. You say you're not a competitive mom, but we all know the truth.
I'm not a competitive mom. I wish you wouldn't say that.
I wish you wouldn't
She
say
took
that.
being a mom to the most serious level. She took being a wife to the most serious level. She prioritized
Yeah,
her
but
career.
I didn't go to Ivy League, so like I
So
must
that's
be
not
dumb.
fair to say. She
No,
was
there's no
always-
point. There's no point saying this all to
No,
him.
but
if his Ivy League glasses, tinted eyes cannot see it, then maybe what Ivy League did is actually blind him, while the rest of us had visions.
But Veer,
I will
do-
say, yeah.
go
I was going to say, but just about the Ivy League point, just so people know, especially people who are like, when you get into the Ivy League, and I'm at Cornell, which is an Ivy League institution, it's not like the best one, but it is one, like they do a really good job of trying to make it seem like everything outside of the Ivy League is a waste of time. Like
Yeah.
they literally
How?
drill
Bridge,
that into your
expand on
head.
that. How? What do they do?
Brainwash
They, like-
Central.
Yeah, like the
I mean,
teacher.
Stanford is not Ivy League. Otherwise, I'd ask you.
I'm sure Stanford does it in their own way, where it's like.
I'm
you
not
know-
insecure about my Stanford.
But
admission.
I'm sure Stanford does this a similar thing where they're like, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not at Stanford, it's probably not as like valuable. Maybe I don't know. I mean, Ivy League is a little different because they're just so unbelievably like elite. The elitism at the Ivy League is unbelievable.
Give an
And
example, Bridge. I'm
So like
curious.
professors would say something like, or they'll be teaching a concept and they'll say, you probably wouldn't learn this at your local state school, but at Cornell we're going to teach you this concept. Like
Yeah.
they say
That
things
is
like
so
that.
obnoxious. Like,
It's like-
vomit.
It's like
literally
small.
vomit.
And then the kids will start saying like,
These people have no, oh my God. I'm so excited to talk about our sponsor for today's episode, Quince. It is time for a spring reset in our wardrobe without breaking the bank. And you know who's got you covered? Quince. Neutral colors, hot colors, right off the press. Very elevated, luxurious styles at totally affordable prices. I love hanging out on the Quince website to see what's new, what's latest. It's so elegant. The white pants you always wanted, but you were like, should I spend money on that? The tan jacket or blazer that you were always thinking about. Me personally, my entire line of long cardigans comes from Quince. If you've seen me wear them, you've seen me in them all the time. Refresh your spring wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/Zarna for free shipping and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Go to Quince, QUINCE.com/Zarna for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Zarna. Before we go back to the episode, let's take a second to talk about our sponsor for today's episode, BetterHelp. You do not need to deal with every crisis in your life by yourself because BetterHelp has made it easy. Trust me, I used to be you. I used to keep putting off, how am I going to find a therapist? Am I going to like them? They're going to be expensive. I can't afford it. You know what? No, because BetterHelp made it easy. Their platform, so easy. 30,000 licensed professionals with millions of clients served and millions of reviews. 4.9 out of 5 rating. There is no more excuse. Do not delay taking control of your mental health. When life feels overwhelming, therapy can help. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Zarna. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/Zarna. And I hope that you feel better right away the way I do now.
There is this article from a research company called Citrini, right? It's very popular in the Wall Street circles, but you probably haven't heard of it. But if you search Citrini article on artificial intelligence, it'll come up. And it's available for free, so I'm not picking it out as if you have to pay for it. In other words, it's a publicly available article. And it just came out 2 weeks ago. It talks about the world 2 years, not 20 years from now, not 10 years from now, but 18 to 24 months from today.
Yeah.
And it talks about how knowledge is going to become useless. Knowledge is no longer knowledgeable because you can, there's this contract I got, a legal contract of 14 pages. I put the contract in ChatGPT or in cloud, doesn't matter. And I asked questions off of it as if she's a lawyer. ChatGPT is a lawyer. And she answered every question instantaneously as well as a lawyer would have. So my point is all this knowledge-based stuff.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's the way of learning and the network and the people that you go with that will not go away no matter how commoditized knowledge becomes.
I would
No,
say,
hold on. So is your point that the network is better at Ivy Leagues?
I think there is only network only at Ivy Leagues. But what kind of network are you get in random colleges?
I mean, you get a lot of network. But I do hear a point. By the way, first of all, Dad read this article and then he sent the article in our WhatsApp group chat. It was the first article I think I've ever seen you send in the chat.
Send
and
it
I
out.
did read it completely because I was so surprised you had sent an article that I was like, okay, I clearly need to read this, which is why I'm saying this. Send more articles. I really do like the articles you send. Why?
I mean, it might be too above her head, It was a complicated article.
I'm actually asking you right now. Please send more articles. Like I thought that was a great article, and I do enjoy.
And I will
reading
do
them.
it in the ex-mom. WhatsApp.
we do have a
Family
group
chat
without
without
mom.
mom.
And it literally is titled Family Chat Without Mom.
I'll send it there because, these kind of articles, I do understand, right?
Oh,
you guys
what
can
will
read
I
it
ever do without
and then
Wall
explain
Street
it to her
research?
in like a Gujarati language or something. In fact, you can put the article in ChatGPT and ask to translate into
Is it true
native
that
Gujarati.
My tears are drying as we speak.
Is it true that Mom's Hindi is not as good as yours?
I don't think that she really knows. Like,
Oh,
Hindi is a
okay.
very sophisticated language, right? It came from
12
it's kind of
years
okay,
of
Zoya,
state school exams.
English
I had
came out of Latin,
an A
correct?
plus.
But Latin is the sophisticated form of English, right?
I
Similarly,
did-
Hindi came out of Sanskrit, which is the equivalent of Latin.
You never studied Sanskrit.
I scored A++. If my teacher is watching from ninth grade,
You studied Sanskrit. You studied Hindi, right?
no, I studied Sanskrit.
You did not study Sanskrit.
If my teacher,
You're such a
so,
liar.
So there was this teacher who
Bald-faced
sought me
liar.
out just about a year ago, who used to be a teacher, and at my high school thing, she had said to my parents, I wish I had a son like Shalab, and she reached out to me via email and sent it to a comment that I hope this reaches to Shalab, because I want him to know that I still remember him and I still wish I had a son like him. Similarly, if my Sanskrit teacher is watching this, which I hope she is, Mrs. Upadhyay, please send that text and email over.
There's no way you
To
just said
prove-
Mrs. Upadhyay.
That was
Hold
her
on.
name.
Did you actually study
I
Sanskrit?
studied Sanskrit
In high school.
in high school.
I think it's
I understand why we were cut from the same cloth, because I know every teacher name from every grade I was in.
Yes, and that was Mrs. Isar that wrote the English one, but Mrs. Upadhyay was my Sanskrit teacher, and she was really smart, and I still remember. I hope she's still alive. I mean, why would she not be alive? I mean, it's only 25 years ago.
Can we get back to the topic?
Yes.
Okay. The topic is, how do you tell things that are uncomfortable to tell
Oh
to your
my God,
family?
I forgot about the topic.
So, for
it's
example,
really
what does that
uncomfortable.
look
For
like?
example, if I want to say, Zoya, get married, Bridge, get a job, or
How would
Veer,
you- how
work
would
hard,
you-
or Zarna, stop bothering. It's something I can't do.
Dad, I think you've told me to get married. In fact, we can montage it. So more than one time. I think the
What
viewers
does montage mean?
montage means
Collection
going
of
through
all
all
the-
the podcast episodes to pull out all the opportunities you use to tell
But
me to
it
get
has
married.
not led to any action. I mean, it has led to action, but not any result.
Okay. Well, back to the point.
Or Bridge, get a job.
Yeah.
He has a job. He's here working with us right now.
I know, but like get a corporate job, at least an internship.
No, I don't want him to get a corporate internship.
Okay.
I have done a minor.
Or
corporate
Veer, stop
internship.
dating older women.
Okay. Well,
The amount of time, why is this so revolting to you?
It's not revolting. I find it really cute.
Okay.
okay. Can I get back? Okay. So here are the types of things that are difficult to say to your family. Anything related towards a family, and when it comes to money, I think money is the number one most difficult thing to talk about with their family and call someone out for. For example, if I think mom is spending too much money on clothes or shoes, I'll say, Mom, I think you're spending a little bit too much money. Or when I come home and I see
Why
8
little
bags
bit?
from
Why
Chanel.
would you use little bit?
It's-
I mean, like, even a blind person can see it's not little bit.
okay. Well,
What?
The point is that when somebody is doing something related to money, I think it's difficult. That's a good example of like why
I mean,
it's
just
difficult.
come out and say it. Why are you like sugar? You come out and say what you want to say.
Well, no, I'm just giving examples
Mom,
so the
you're
audience
spending
knows
too
what we're
much money.
talking about. No, I'm not saying moms. I'm just hoping the audience. I'm trying to give a picture so the audience
And
understands
the
the
funny
topic.
thing about this, for 18 years, every walk off of Madison Avenue, that I would make a stop at Brioni or Loro Piana and buy something, she would give me shit after I came home. That these walks had become 18
no
years.
way.
And now she's doing the
Is
exact
that
same
true?
thing.
You guys, you're so shocked as if you don't know me at all. Yes, it's true. But I buy things now because of my business.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
the same was
I
true for
didn't
me. I was
want to
CIO.
buy-
I needed to look a certain way.
No,
That
but,
is- I think both
but
are
you
true.
made fun of my clothes. He literally would be like,
Oh, yeah.
why can't you wear this brand? Why can't you wear this brand? I never saw the value in me.
I
was
bought her.
home.
I
90%
bought her.
of my time was home with kids, feeding them, chasing them, taking them to summer camp or whatever.
But I do
I
remember
bought
Dad
her
buying
wear
you
a
very nice
Judith
stuff.
Lieberman bag when I was 25 years of age.
What is a Judith Leather?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was like a $3,000 bag. Don't get me started.
And she returned it.
I did. The next morning.
For him?
I
No,
did.
I
On
bought
his
it
back?
for her.
Oh, for you.
He
and
bought
you
it for
me.
returned
Bag.
it?
No. The next morning after my birthday, the next morning at 8 a.m. First of all, when he gave me the bag, I broke out in hives. This story is in my book. I
Yes.
broke out in giant hives because I got so stressed out that he spent so much money on a bag. And then the next morning, with the hives and the medicine for the hives on my body, I ran to Bergdorf Goodman and I went in and I said, who sold my husband this stupid bag? Because obviously some wicked witch conned him into it. And he fell for it.
I remember for Valentine's Day, you buying Mom a very expensive watch. Was it a Cartier watch that
It was
you?
a Cartier or it was a... No, it was a Yeah, it was a golden Cartier
It was a
watch.
golden Cartier watch, and
Yes.
then you also returned
No,
that.
that one she kept.
I couldn't because he tore up the receipt and
that one
we
she
bought
kept.
it.
And it had a
with
lot
the
of
big-
gold in it.
You
so I
also
think
bought her a jacket once, a fur coat.
Oh,
Okay,
Gujarati.
but I don't know why we're talking about
I mean,
gifts.
these are all
He's bought
15.
me.
I haven't bought her anything for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Good to know.
After that, it all stopped.
But
and-
in all, your point was that the spending money and all that, the years that I didn't spend money, it's because I didn't see any need for it. I didn't need to spend money just to spend money. Who was I showing off to? My job full time was to be with the kids at home, over here, where I'm gonna wear this big jacket at Carl Schulz playground, running through the sprinkler with the kids.
Maybe one of these times you should have tried to come one of my company events.
He's being sarcastic.
He's joking.
If you two were not afraid to hurt each other's feelings.
Oh my God.
They're not.
Don't go there.
They're also not
Do not
afraid.
go
If
there.
you were not
They
afraid.
have said everything.
If you were not afraid to hurt each other's feelings, what is one honest truth you would say to the other about money?
About money. Oh,
Yeah.
Money or about anything.
Oh, I am
About
saved
money,
it.
specifically money.
I can give you 3.
Okay.
I can predict dads.
Oh,
Oh, tell
Maybe
me
something about spending money on food or fruits or berries, something like that.
Or Ubers.
Or Uber.
Here's what I would say. Thank you for the hard work you've put in that has allowed our family to live the lifestyle that got created on my career and would have collapsed had you not taken over and provided the support you have with respect to money.
Wow.
He's
That
totally
was
manipulating.
so
Okay, Mom,
He
go,
knew-
go,
no,
go,
He
go.
knew that everybody is waiting for him to twist the knife, and
Wait,
instead
but
he's
you're
like,
supposed to-
"I'm just gonna."
is- like,
no,
what the-
you
Well, now, Mom, are
literally,
you going to say something or no?
huh?
Are you going to say something
But
after
now,
that?
now if I say anything, I'm the ass. now I can't say the things
don't
I
think you have
wanted
to say something to
because he
be that.
opened, and you know, I tell you, this is classic manipulation 101. When literally the tenor goes down, he's like, "What I want to say."
I will say now,
This-
Mom is like, of course she can't say anything.
Thank
Like,
you
You did like
for
triple A.
taking-
You guys are supposed to be like rude. You can't say that. Say something mean. Be serious. That's not part of this.
She didn't say that. She said to say something about money.
I mean, that was
It's-
very
it's if- oh
sincere.
my
it
God.
felt
It
like.
was not sincere at all.
I felt like it was very
we can take a
sincere.
poll. Did you guys think it was manipulative?
Okay,
Yes or
Mom,
no?
are you going to say something now or no?
Yes, I have a lot of issues with your dad and money, and I have voiced almost all of them to him. I think that he did not foresee challenges down the road. And money, when it goes, when the flow stops and you're living on savings, it goes like Niagara Falls. And I will hold it against him for a long time if I can ever let go that he did not see the challenges ahead. That was his only job for 20 years while I was raising you guys. And and you know this, that I hold it against him.
I mean, to
That-
be honest, I agree.
To have this overtly optimistic point of view that like the corporate career will just go on and on. Like, how are you not thinking what happens if this job goes, that job goes, if the industry, like even AI, being afraid of AI is not new. For the last 10 years, people have been saying AI is going to take your job.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that's true. First the internet and then the AI.
Yeah,
You're right.
I mean, but you just operate on faith that everything's going to be okay. And that is a money related thing that I'm very upset about. And I have been, and I've been very vocal about. But now after you were like, "Oh, thank you," now I sound like a total bitch.
You sound so
You
mean
sound
right now.
mean.
Yeah, okay.
But it's the truth. I want the audience. I want the audience to know that my lovely vice is not being wrong. She's
Oh my
right in what
Did you
she's saying.
see the
Did you
Why are you laughing?
Because even he's like, "Look how good I can manipulate." My lovely wife. Literally in his dreams, in his nightmare, he's not used that word lovely with me. His mother is going to faint when she sees this episode that what happened to her son. He's like, maniacally
I mean, it was so like manipulative that even I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I'm glad. At least the kids saw it.
Okay,
Because
one
I
thing-
know when his voice changes, I know exactly what's
Can
happening.
we do the same thing between the three
Yes,
of us?
we should. But I want to bring up a personal experience. And I might even have our producer include a photo, but I'm not sure yet. In my senior year of college, my skin was a disaster.
Yes.
I have never broken out like this in my life. I was very stressed out because I was finishing my 2 degrees, my computer science degree and my classics degree in my senior year. I had started working for mom full time and was running her book campaign, which was causing me to fly all over the country. I was selling books constantly, and I was worried that my mom's life's work, which was this book, was not going to make every bestseller list, which was my responsibility. It was something I had taken on. And in this process of all of this, my skin was like, it was like freckles, but for the face, okay? And my brothers were so brutally honest with me. They looked at me. I mean, Bridge looked at me. Do you remember that? I was like, and when you're stressed, your skin is like not in its state that you would, in a state where you, stop, see, look at that. Look at that.
I was telling Zero to calm down.
He said you look like a pepperoni pizza.
I did not say that. You're lying. You're lying. I never said that.
Bridge, that does sound like your word.
I didn't say that.
It does sound like
God,
your
I never
word.
said that. Wait.
He could not have imagined that.
I didn't know. He is lying. He is lying, bro. He said she looked like Operation.
I did not say
like that's what. I mean, Operation is way worse. Operation is a one where I'm gonna see Operation. I'm gonna see that person looks like. Like that is way worse than anything I said.
I did not say that. He's making up words.
All right. Anyways.
Okay.
But what was the point, Zoya, with that?
The point was their brutal honesty. Their brutal honesty, I don't think got me anywhere, actually. And so, I think
that's a different situation,
no,
though.
it's not.
That's not a situation where it's like you're gonna encounter it so many times in life.
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe my skin will break out again. And basically what ended up happening was I got an amazing dermatologist and I spent thousands of dollars, thousands of my own dollars. I have no savings, not that I need any, but I have no savings because I spent them all on this dermatologist to fix my skin. And no one was there for me except for mom. No one. Not a single person in this family was there for me except for mom, who was like, it's getting better. And her optimism kept me alive. Whereas they wouldn't even look at me in the face. I remember there was one day my skin was particularly bad. And I was like, Bridge, is it bad? And he was like, it's terrible.
Okay.
He looked at me in the face and said, it is terrible.
Don't ask me any questions if you don't want the honest answer.
I'm glad we're past that, but like that was a difficult part of like even my life, because like some of the treatments you were doing, like
wait, can I give you an honest truth? I thought it was so annoying how much you would complain about it.
Yeah, that's also true.
That's honest. Like I thought, like every single day
I
it
brought
was
it
like
up every single
it was
day.
like a whole, and then it became
And then
like
there was also always a new reason for it. Like every day it was first it was
yeah.
then it was the wrong treatment.
So true.
Then it was like every single day you came up with a new reason, and
it was
none of them were the
sugar.
right
So
reason.
skin is so hard to figure out. If I know I'm not the only one that's gone through this. If you've gone through some struggle with acne and you couldn't figure it out, please comment below, because I know I'm not the only one. Like, it is so.
I went through it in my teenage.
Yeah, but you.
And it
okay.
was hard for me too.
Yeah, it was,
I'm not
right?
saying it was-
Okay, hold on. I think like puberty acne is a lot different.
I meant puberty, like in my late teens.
That's a
like
lot
16,
different, because that's regular. Like I feel like everyone has 99% of people have gone
It
through
was
that at
really
some
bad,
point.
and ultimately,
I didn't.
One of my cousins was a doctor, and she
It's
helped.
never too late. I got it 2 years after you.
Yeah, that is true. That is
And
true.
it was, and you know what it was also? What was so hurtful about the whole situation was, yes, I had to figure it out with my dermatologist and we figured it out. It could have also been the dorm. It could have been something I was eating in college. There was literally no way to completely figure out what happened with my skin. Except now I'm using rosacea, whatever treatment, and they think it's so stupid, but it literally cleared my skin.
I've never said it was stupid.
Whatever. But what was so crazy about it was I was upset because I felt like they couldn't understand why my skin was also so like in pain. Like she understood because she was hearing it every day. I was like, we were talking every single day of that book campaign. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to graduate
I mean, your
college.
mom does call me and say that Zoya will not stop, and it's driving me insane
What? What?
all the time. She's
What are
up
you
so much,
talking
she's down
about?
so much. Like, I just can't believe that
You say
I have to
that?
deal about.
Wait, you vocalized that to her though.
No, but he's making it sound like I call him all the time and say
Not
that.
all
I
the
never
time,
say
but
that. I
often.
say it to her directly.
And I will say that leave her
Yeah, she
alone.
says
She's
it
an
to
adult
her
woman. She'll
directly.
deal with it.
No.
I'm just saying that I don't know if their honesty in that situation, like I actually am all for honesty, but I don't know if that actually would have helped me.
What would you have liked for them to say?
I just would have liked them to be like, you're good. Like, you're going to weather this and figure it out.
That's true. I agree with that. We should
Like,
have
they were
done better.
literally making fun of me and didn't spend time with me for a whole year.
That is not true.
They did not.
We did not
spend time with me
spend-
for a whole
You're
year.
saying-
They
you're
were
saying-
like, you literally.
You're implying that our
no.
sibling is based off your appearance.
Yes, because that's what happened.
What are you talking
Bridge
about?
only hangs out with hot people, and you only hang out
Wait.
with smart people. Ever since you got into Stuyvesant, you don't talk to me anymore.
Wait,
You
wait,
went
wait.
to the best high school. What are you
No,
talking about?
he doesn't.
Bro,
He's
science
too
is like
Hollywood.
is one of the
No,
best.
he is too Hollywood.
Stop. Zoya, that's just not true.
Yeah.
That nobody ostracized you.
I felt ostracized.
Wait,
You
I wanna
were
make a statement.
ostracized, You were, but not because of your skin. Because you were whining nonstop. I
I
mean, at
was.
some point, it's unbearable.
Yeah, it was pretty
At
unbearable.
some
It
point,
might
it's
well
like,
be
we
that
need
you
to talk about
ostracized yourself.
something, not your skin. We were not focused on your skin.
I talked about it incessantly.
Dude, we're still talking about it. Like, it's done now. Okay,
And now, and now, if you don't praise her dermatologist, she gets upset.
I do. He is my savior.
No, it's not even
He
that.
literally
Yeah, how
saved
many
my life.
saviors do you have? You've had 8 different dermatologists. They all work for one day. You boot them in.
7
Next.
of them
You know that
were
Ariana Grande song? Thank you, next. Thank you, next. Thank you, next. That's literally what you did. You found one that works. He's your savior. You have a whole solar
Not
system of
why I
dermatologists.
said
Never
that and
been
like
through
applaud
it.
him constantly.
You have never been through.
We've been
bad
through other
skin.
things.
No, but you have not been through this. I'm telling you, I know how personal this experience is. I know it. I know it because I've spoken to other people about it. Until you find, because all the other dermatologists were crooks. This dermatologist saved, he saw me for what I was and he was like, we're gonna fix this situation. It took 6 months to do it and we figured it out. But it was literally like, I wish you guys
Well,
saw
Okay,
it.
I
anyway.
went
Wait,
through,
I
I
wanna
went
say
through hair
something.
loss in my late 20s.
Honestly, that's a hard experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Baya's gonna go
ask
through
your
it
mother if I
soon.
once complained about it.
Baya's gonna go through it soon.
I'm not. I'm like, my hair's very healthy right now. Very healthy.
But it won't be forever. You're my son.
yeah, but I mean, it could be though. Like, there's a mom's.
No, you get your hair genes from your dad.
No, it's not. How do you know
No.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
No, you don't. You get from your mother's side, and plus, no one knows. Why are you always torturing him on this topic?
I mean,
why?
wait, he's just gonna.
I've
he
been
has
like
to-
a very good hair.
No, we
routine.
agree. We're on the same topic. Like, we all have to be honest with each other. Here's my honest. Here, this is what we'll do. Like, we all have to say to each other. My honest statement to you. At some point, like, we have to start accepting the fact that you're gonna begin to lose hair in the
Begin to
upcoming-
lose hair. So I haven't started losing
Like,
hair.
you already did, like larger amounts.
No, I haven't lost any amounts. Where the small amount?
I don't know why it
I
makes
want to
you
make this
so
clear
happy.
because you guys said earlier we should have been nicer to Didi. I want to make this clear for myself. I understand that works for you. I don't want you guys to ever lie to me. Like, if I ask you any question, I don't want to hear what like you think I
Yeah,
want to
wait.
hear anything. I don't want to
Okay,
ever hear a
hold on.
single like.
You know what?
I want you guys, and not even just
Sounds
that.
good, dude.
Even if I don't ask
You're
a
really
question,
handsome, but academically not that good.
yeah,
You could work harder. You
Okay,
know,
I don't think I can
nice
work-
if your grades improved at Cornell. Because
That is true. My
they're
grades do
just
need to improve.
At the bottom, I'm very disappointed.
What?
I wish that you would
I don't
date
even know
more.
my great grades.
I would wish you would date more. You know, the relationship has been over a long time now. Have
Okay.
to just be yourself.
What do you want?
He wants to know the truth. I'm telling
Wait,
you.
I
didn't
actually
say
hold
that.
on, hold on. I
He
do
didn't
appreciate.
say
I do
that.
appreciate if you're being serious about some of the things I
No,
agree with.
I'm not
Okay, yeah,
being
some of them
serious.
I'm like, okay, I don't know what that.
I don't care what you
but,
do.
But the point is,
No,
is
what
that
you do.
is that if I ever ask a question, I want the most honest answer you can possibly give me. And secondly, even if I don't ask a question, that doesn't mean I don't want you to hold me accountable. For example, if I start developing a certain habit, like maybe I start saying cursing a lot, call me out for that. Say, hey, you're cursing a lot. I don't think that's a good sign for you. Or if I start gaining a lot of weight, say, hey, I've noticed you've gained a lot of weight. Maybe start trying
Like
to
if
lose
you leave
some.
the bathroom wet all the time, it's okay to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, don't lie, but yeah, I do agree that
Thank you, Dad.
and major things you should call it out though.
He literally
Seriously,
lit up.
seriously, I do think that, and I don't want the entire like I don't want you guys to ever feel like, oh, I don't know how we're gonna tell Bridge. Like, just tell me to my
Bridge,
face.
I also very much appreciate honesty, very much, but calling someone pepperoni pizza is not nice.
I didn't do that.
You did. Vera literally
You
remembered.
did. I
That's not
remember
true, bro.
vividly.
It's
You're
not
just
true.
not lying.
Okay,
He's
all right.
lying.
Is there anything that you want to say to him, or is there a truth?
Yeah,
you're-
no, somebody send a shot at me. I'm ready
Is
for
there a truth that you're? I can tell you.
I have a defense system ready. I'm gonna dismantle the missile while it's coming at me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We're preparing
have
for
it.
it.
I thought you said yes.
No, I do.
Okay,
but
go.
if you,
I don't have anything right now.
I think you're a little too persnickety.
What does that mean?
Too much.
God,
Can
like,
you
why do
speak
you have
like-
to use a word that nobody even knows the meaning of?
No, a
Like,
little.
seriously.
A little.
I also don't appreciate when people try to say something but don't go all the way.
But I'm saying it.
No, but you're not
So
because
just
you're
tell me
saying
I'm pepperoni
you're
pizza.
saying you're
Just
saying
tell everyone
he's
they're
a
pepperoni
little too
pizza.
purpose. No, just say you're purposinicky or whatever the word is. Like that's what you are, and I don't like it. Like don't go like the
Yeah,
soft.
like-
you're a little bit too like you're doing
No,
the same thing
I
Dad does.
understand.
You're doing the same thing Dad does when you
Absolutely
say
not.
that.
Absolutely not. I understand the need to have a clean room and a clean bathroom, but he gets triggered, like literally, this pencil moved, oh my God, who touched myself? Like, that is
Okay,
like,
there's two
done and
things.
done.
God, for
Two
your mother
things.
to say that, it must be really bad. Because she is the epitome of that. Like the epitome
Yeah,
of.
you got it from her.
Like,
you both
seriously.
have OCD.
What are you talking about?
Okay, there's two
I'm not
things.
OCD.
First of all, I definitely have OCD, so I'm gonna say I'm coping right now. Second of all, it's not as much about the like genuine cleanliness. What it is more for me is the fact that you're disrespecting my space. It shows I believe that respect is a two-way street.
Wait.
and if you're not
you
willing,
are clip farming. So first of all, since when is that your space? It's not
Yeah, it is a
your
shared
space. Where
space.
did you get your space?
still,
from?
regardless,
But
you're
he lives here
disrespecting
too.
our space.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
didn't say
sir.
that. We don't say your
Yeah,
space.
okay,
Okay, all
but
right.
it is my space as much as it is yours, and that's why I would
Wait,
take
you know what?
accountability.
I'll say to you, you need to get in line sometimes and play board games when we indeed want to play it. Like that
Oh
is
my
not your
God.
option, and I'll continually say that.
Oh my
He
God.
does not have to play a board game. He doesn't want to
Mom,
play.
you know what? You're a Veer sympathizer.
What is
Yeah,
that?
that's
You
facts. You will
Will
defend Veer.
defend Veer
Any
to
chance
any
given.
opportunity.
force
No,
him
but
to play
any
something
mom,
he doesn't want to
any
play.
opportunity you get to defend Veer, you take. There's literally never been a chance we've been able to talk to Veer and actually directly give our feedback. Veer does not want to participate in group activities that
Whoa,
are his
hold
favorite
on,
thing.
Hold on. That's not true. Come on. The board games I get, you cannot generalize that statement
Okay,
to be that
fine,
broad.
fine. But board games are important.
Yeah,
and we
they
need to
are
play
important.
together.
They are important.
Thank you for the
Okay,
advice.
anyway, there's no end to this topic. There's no end to how do you tell, how do you receive, is it right, is it wrong? I'm sure you want to tell something to somebody in your family member, you're bursting to tell it. Tell them in the comment section. Tag them right now, let them find out. We encourage you to tell the truth. A lot comes out when you actually just say it and you go beyond the hurt feelings and the relationship might even become better. This has been our episode on how to say things that you're feeling hard to talk about with your family members. And as we end every episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, so too we will end this episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, where each Garg gives another Garg an A grade for the winning moment, the enlightening moment, the entertaining moment of the episode. Who wants to go first?
I want to go first. I'm giving my A grade to Mom because actually, even though they feel like I was talking about my skin too much, I actually do think that this story will resonate with some of our listeners, hopefully many of you. And Mom's optimism and continual support, even though she was also honest with me, really got the line correct of like how to be honest with family members without making them feel like the whole world is crashing down on them and there's no solution in sight.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm giving my A grade to Dad. One thing that's really been on my mind is like high school, and I've been thinking about like all the alternate universes where other things happened. And I'm so grateful to got what I did get and have the opportunities. But like, you guys can all vouch for the fact that I really like don't care. Like I'm grateful, but I don't think about it or talk about it that much to you guys. And the person I have to thank for that is Dad, because he took all the pressure off. And I think that if I hadn't gotten in, the reason that I would have been able to deal with it and go forward so efficiently is because he always made sure to make sure my focus was on the actual taking of the exam and preparation for it, because obviously those are the skills that translate, and I'm super grateful for that.
I'm actually also going to give my A grade to Dad. I think that his monologue at the beginning about his own schooling system and how it relates to Veer's new endeavors and what his thoughts about education are, I think they're very important. And I do think that you articulated them really well, and I thought it was really, really interesting. I think people are going to find that part of this episode really, really interesting. And I do think when it comes to testing, you just have a particular knack that just, that's like a plus in your category. Like, it's good. Like, as someone who's taking tests, I've liked talking to you about them because it's made me feel better too. So I think that's like something you have in your column.
I've also liked talking to you
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
I think academics is just
Are
like
you
in your
shifting
wheelhouse.
your A grade?
No. My A grade is squarely with you, but they're right about this exam.
Shifting it.
I'm going to give my A grade to Zoya. I think that the acne problem, especially a girl that age, coming of age and all of that, is a complicated, tough stress to deal with, particularly in the context of the circumstances where she was dealing with graduation, 2 degrees, and a New York Times best-selling book, which ultimately became a New York Times best-selling book. So I know it was a very stressful time, and irrespective of how many times she may have talked about it, it probably does not balance what she must have been feeling internally. So
on this topic, I give my A grade with no reservation to Bridge because nobody is more honest than him.
Yeah.
He will tackle the most complicated, the most challenging, the most upsetting topics head on. And there is something to be learned there, almost to the point of being abrasive. But there is a lot of truth in the words that he uses. And in the end, in the long run, it only helps to have the truth out there. So I do appreciate that, Bridge. And I lived with a lot of manipulation for many years from other members of the family. So I appreciate the honesty even more. And this has been our episode on how to have difficult conversations with family. Please, if this resonates with you, share our episode, like, comment, leave us a review. Please subscribe to our channel. We're really trying to grow our channel. It helps us if we get subscriptions and you get to know when our episodes drop. We are working so hard to create amazing episodes for you guys. We love being your digital family. And until we meet again, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.